Welcome. Today I'm joined by the CEO of Hexatronic, Rikard Fröberg. Välkommen.
Thank you, Fredrik. Always a pleasure to be here.
You just published your report for the second quarter, a strong quarter, I would argue. The organic growth was 11% and EBITDA grew by 33%. And I mean, to be honest, we haven't really seen those numbers for a while in Hexatronic. Why now?
Thank you, Fredrik. I agree. It's a strong quarter, and I think it shows some of the fruits of the investments and the hard work that the organization has done over the last couple of years. I think there are two main drivers for the strong result, and one is Fiber Solutions. Here we have, of course, the profitability improvement program that we launched about 6 months ago now, where the cost savings are largely implemented, and that flows through directly to the bottom line. But also, and importantly, we're back to growth, and it's particularly the North American market that is growing again for Hexatronic. And we have the operational gearing in our business model that when you get the volumes through the factories, it also flows through to the bottom line. And the other main driver is the data center business that continues quarter after quarter on a very strong growth trajectory. So that's more of the same, but it's a larger share of the total of Hexatronic now, so it has more impact.
I see. So let's stick a bit to Fiber Solutions. I mean, some kind of improvement was expected, but I would argue that this was a bigger upside than I expected at least. And as you mentioned, North America is the main driver. Why has it started to grow again right now? Is it your customers expanding again at a faster pace, or is it new customers coming to you?
Well, it's both. So there is an element of customer mix here. We were transparent last year that I would say 2025 was a bit of a lost year for Hexatronic in the North America market. It was a good market, but we didn't really see the growth. Now it's still a strong market, and we're really seeing the growth. And some of that is because our larger customers who were not building as much last year are back to growth now. But more importantly, it's also the investments that we put in. We have expanded the team, the commercial team. We've invested in sales and marketing resources in our facilities, and we're gaining new customers and market share as well.
Interesting. Let's move on to data center, and the growth was strong this quarter as well, 28% organically. The margin was somewhat lower. You mentioned investments that had put some pressures on margins. What are those investments?
It's mostly people, right? So we're trying to expand the business into adjacent segments that we have talked about. And we can do that through acquisitions, which we have. We acquired Superior Data and Fiber in Texas about a month and a half ago, but also organically by hiring people and getting into new customer segments and new services. And always when you get into something new, you get the costs day one, but it takes a little bit of time before you start seeing the results.
I see. And I mean, one thing that might worry people considering data center is a very hot area. What about the salaries? Do you see any signs of rapidly increasing salaries that might put some pressures on margins as well?
It's interesting you ask, Fredrik. I read in the Wall Street Journal yesterday, they are talking about electricians becoming a tight sector and some salary increases. For our installers, we haven't really seen it yet, but I think you're right that I wouldn't be surprised going forward if you start seeing some salary pressure and some cost pressures on some of these installations. And if and when we do that, we would, of course, look to pass that on into our pricing.
I see. And lastly, you recently announced that you will invest in a new subsea cable production line in Hudiksvall, going from 1 to 2. It's called the Hulk, as far as I understand.
Exactly.
You have been...
The Hulk is very large and powerful and a green machine. That's why it's called the Hulk.
Sounds great. And as far as I understand, you've been looking at potentially adding a new one for quite a while. Why now?
Well, we have been able to squeeze more and more capacity out of the Hulk, so we haven't needed it until now. But we've also signaled that we're getting incrementally closer to the capacity max on the existing line. I think the trigger right now really is the partnership deal that we're signing with NKT. As part of this deal, we are committing to putting in a second line that will give us more than double the capacity, because the new line will be run much faster. But it also gives us the ability to run 2 projects in parallel. So for NKT and our other customers, it gives much more flexibility and higher service levels that we can respond faster.
I see. And you will be able to use the facility you have in Hudiksvall, I guess, to get it right into the ship, which is an important and quite unique facility as far as I understand.
Exactly.
Thank you very much, Rikard.
Thank you, Fröberg.